Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with some recent pickups from the month July 2017. I know the month's not over yet, but there's, the record show I keep talking about in the first week of August. So I'm going to save up a little bit for that, which I said I was going to do all this entire month, but stuff just comes up. You get the urge to go dig, you go do it, and ended up with quite a few things this month actually. So yeah, these will be it for the month of July. And if I do end up picking anything up the rest of this month, I'll just throw it in with next month's recent finds video for August. Anyway, I'll start with the 7-inch singles I got. Actually a pretty good stack. This is the only new single I've got. It's the Queen is Dead picture disc for the Smiths. I have not opened this yet, but pretty cool to find this. These go for kind of dumb amounts online for how much I think they initially cost, so it's cool to find that in one of my local stores. All the rest of these are from Half Price Books. The one by me at least does, you can get 45 singles for 45 cents a piece. And some of the ones nearby me actually do, like if you buy 3, then they're like 30 cents a piece or something. It's like 3 for $1 or something. It's slightly cheaper, but anyways, this local store next to me doesn't do that. But these are all from the same store, and these all have these interesting polyline sleeves with them, and lots of them are actually white label promos. I'll start with the Circle red rubber ball. You can see the sleeve here is from, apparently I looked into this. This is from an old chain of stores called Peaches Records. They just sold their own vinyl related products and stuff like that, like many stores do. But yeah, pretty cool classic song there. Got Blue Suede, Hooked on a Feeling. I've been looking for this for a while actually to round out my Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack from the first movie. I have many of the 45s from that. Sly and the Family Stone, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself, and one of my favorite songs by them, Everybody is a Star. It's really cool. Got some Hendrix Experience, Purple Haze with The Wind Cries Mary. Got a white label promo for Free Man in Paris by Joni Mitchell. Got mono and stereo. Got a promo for Cat Stevens, Another Saturday Night, again mono and stereo. Got one of those reprise back-to-back hits for Neil Young's Heart of Gold, which I don't think I own on 45 yet, and then I definitely own Old Man. I forget what the B-side on my other copy of Old Man is. It's Needle and the Damage Done or something. It's definitely something from Harvest. Dusty Springfield here, Stay a While with Wishing and Hoping. This is another one of those double A-side collections. This is pretty cool. Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles, and who's the featured singers on here? The Raelettes. Never heard of them, but they're pretty famously on this song. Great backing vocals there. Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, More Love with Swept for You Baby. Got a Johnny Cash single here, Sunday Morning Coming Down with I'm Gonna Try to Be That Way. In Texas you find all kinds of cool country 45s. Not all of them are winners, but for that price you can't really pass up Johnny Cash, can you? And then a white label promo for Bridge Over Troubled Water by Aretha, with a short version and a long version. I haven't listened to the long version yet, but everyone knows her version of the classic Simon & Garfunkel song. Alright, that's it for the singles. Next up, I already showed this in one of my previous videos, but this is the OK, Not OK, OK Computer 20th anniversary box set. I'm not going to open this up, but yeah, watch one of my previous videos. I talk a little bit about this. I got a chance to listen to the cassette finally. That thing is awesome. That's one of the coolest Radiohead collections I've ever heard. Just all the sweet demos and rarities, studio babble experiments, weird sound experiments, kind of the deconstructed elements of a lot of the tracks from OK Computer. It's really awesome. You need to find a way to hear that if you haven't yet. This I also already showed in a video. This is my US mono copy of Rubber Soul I recently picked up this month. I picked this up because in Brian Wilson's autobiography, he cites this exact record as his inspiration for Pet Sounds. How the US track listing on this flows better than the UK version. Which, on the A side, I think I might have to agree with him. I love the song I've Just Seen a Face, which was moved from the US Help album onto here. I think it functions fantastically as an opener. As far as the rest of the album goes, I think the UK version is superior, so sorry Brian, but I know you're watching these. Next up, this is really cool. The Hobbits, Down the Middle of Earth. Found this for $10 at Half Price Books nearby me. A different one than where I got those 45s from. But cover on this has a little bit of like that kind of warping. The record's a nice VG plus. Listen to this whole thing, it's pretty cool. I've heard some mixed reviews about this as far as it goes as a psych record, but just as a pure 60s vibe record is pretty awesome. This is on the original Decca label. That same day, same store, picked up this copy, really clean copy of Young Americans by David Bowie. I'm debating getting rid of this one and the Beatles record I got, just because you know, I've been wanting to hear this whole album. For Bowie's stuff, you know, he obviously passed a while ago, and I hadn't heard a lot of his albums, and so I was kind of waiting for me to find some records at a decent price to listen to them. And obviously I'd heard, you know, the songs like Fame, Young Americans, obviously, and as far as his 70s output, this isn't. I would put this at least in the top 3 or 4. Still not amazing. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to hang on to it. You know. From the Vinyl Collectors subreddit, I picked up this Balanced Composure and Tiger's Jaw split. I had this already on the white vinyl. I think this is actually a later pressing than the one I had, but it's on a much cooler color in my opinion. This is on like a white and brown and greenish blue split. Really nice. There's the labels there. Just matches the cover art. And these are some of my favorite Tiger's Jaw songs. I mean, as far as whenever I first got into them, this is one of my favorite releases by them, because back then they only had their first 2 albums, the self-titled and 2 Worlds, and you know, several splits and singles and things like that. I'll have to show off my Tiger's Jaw collection in a video coming up, because I actually have every single thing they've ever released on vinyl, and that was not easy. Some of those things are hard to find, so I'll definitely show that at some point later. Next up, I picked up the Elliott Smith, I'll show them both, XO and Figure 8. If you follow me on Instagram, I did a post about Figure 8 just the other day. But these are both the Bong Load Custom Records pressings. I used to own a copy of XO that sounded like crap. I think it was from Plain Recordings. I had never owned Figure 8 before, but I'd heard similar things about it. These are very high quality pressings from Bong Load. They're both single LPs. They're on a cool haze, like smoky colored vinyl. I think the Figure 8 one's like a Coke bottle haze, and then this one is more of like a brownish gold, almost like that color. Really high quality, packaging is nice, pressed nicely. Figure 8 has, you know, it used to be a double LP. They crammed it onto a single LP, but sound quality doesn't really suffer that much. It's not that long of an album. It's just, you know, they had to cut it super close to the labels, so there's tons of music crammed on there. Really happy to pick those up. I got those at 20% off on their web store. They had only those 2 releases for 20% off. It was kind of interesting, but grabbed those while they had them at that price. I've been wanting those for a while. Next up, I checked out a antique mall nearby me I don't usually shop at antique malls for records. Normally stuff in there is kind of overpriced. But there was this one bin, or I'm sorry, this one booth, this dealer's booth, where they just had no furniture. It was just, you know, the dividers and then a bunch of boxes on the floor. All they had like a $1 box, a $2 box, a $5 box, and just like, you know, boxes that are priced as marked. So I guess I'll go in order from the $2 box. This is probably one of the coolest things I found all month, and probably in a long time. This is an original German press of Them, featuring Van Morrison, their first record, The Angry Young Them. This has the song Gloria on it, which was famously covered by Patti Smith, or readapted by Patti Smith. That's one of my favorite punk-esque, early punk songs. As a whole record, this is, you know, pretty cool. I was debating, you know, I saw this for $2. I was like, what was wrong? I looked at it, it had some, you know, some marks on it. Nothing, this is mono, so, you know, stuff like that doesn't really show up too easily in whenever you're playing it very loudly. So definitely pick this up if you know, even just to pass on to someone else. $2 was too ridiculous of a deal not to grab this. I don't know what the guy in there was thinking, because he was pretty smart with all his other prices. I don't know if he thought this one would be unplayable. I guess I can pull it out and show you. It doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that amazing, but I played through it. It plays very well. It's on the, you know, floppy kind of European style covers. Not a big fan of these, but it is what it is. It's on this original German label. You can see the Gemma Right Society label. As far as the actual vinyl goes, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this. It's got some marks, you know. There we go. When you play it, definitely comes across as well played, but in general I think this was pretty well taken care of, especially considering how old it is and where it came from. It's got a couple sections with some a couple ticks, you know, some crackling throughout. Super happy to find that. That's one of the coolest things I've ever found, let alone in an antique store like that. I'll mess with that sleeve later. From his $5 box, looking for this for a while, this is Fairport Convention's Legion Leaf. I believe this was their first record. They're a British, you could just say folk. They're like a folk group, folk revival. The vocals on here are beautiful. The guitar playing is amazing. This is just a kind of an essential acoustic-esque album to get, especially, I think this came out in 1970, so of that era, you know, they're big hippies and everything. You can probably see on the cover there, it's got some damage through the gatefold sleeve. I can open it up, you can see. See, it looks like something chewed on the bottom there, and chewed into the bottom of both sides of this, but other than that, the record is nice. This is a original US pressing on the, I believe this is A&M. I have to pull it out now and check. Yeah, it's A&M. That label. $5, looking for that for a while. I've seen it in a couple local stores to me. They usually want upwards of 15, like 12 to $15 for it, in about this same condition, so I'm happy to find this for 10. Eventually I'll probably upgrade the cover if I can find it at a decent price again. And then from the price bin, the Yardbirds Over Under Sideways Down. I was actually surprised at how short this album actually was. This is an original US pressing on the yellow Epic label. This album is short, but pretty impressive actually, because I think this came out in like 64, 65. It's pretty cool. I think this one features Jeff Beck, if I remember right. It has a song titled Jeff's Boogie, so I'm assuming that means Jeff Beck. Obviously that means the guitar playing is top notch. Cool to find. I need more Yardbirds in my collection. Next up, again, pick this up from the Vinyl Collectors subreddit. I plug them a lot, but I do a lot of buying and selling on there. This is the Mothers, We're Only in It for the Money. Famous parody of the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band cover. I have to show the artwork on this one. This is an original US stereo pressing. It has the insert with it. I'll show the cover first. In the gatefold, you can see the Sgt. Pepper parody there, back cover, and then the gatefold parody is on the outside. And it even goes so far as to parody the insert with the cutouts. And it's on the blue Verve label. I think I said this is a stereo US pressing. Really cool to have this. I forget the seller who sold this to me, but thank you very much. You always have good prices. If you're watching this, I doubt you are. I'll mess with that sleeve later. Half Price Books again. I go there a lot. This is Ravi Shankar, The Sounds of India. This is a later 70s repress on the, what do they call that label? The Columbia label with the orange Columbia lettered all around. But this album's pretty interesting. He, obviously this is Indian classical, but he explains what's going on. Like, there's a lot of spoken word where he's just kind of talking, getting really technical with the music on here, just explaining to to American listeners like what the concepts of Indian music are. Like, there's all kinds of terms. Even on the back of the liner notes here, there's it gets really technical with rhythm and the concepts of the time signatures and everything. It gets pretty crazy. So this is really interesting to listen to. I've only listened to the first side of this. I'll have to listen to the second side today. And I pre-ordered this like almost a month ago at this point. This came in from Amazon Germany. This is the Childish Gambino Awaken My Love box set with the glow-in-the-dark cover. And the big draw to this box edition, there's not a normal edition of this album, so this is the only one to get. The big draw to this version is the virtual reality headset, which I haven't tried yet. But it's just like a cardboard cutout thing that you put your phone into. Here's the, it's just on black vinyl, but here's the sleeves. Here's the second one. Nice theme going on there. Comes with a booklet, which they advertise heavily on the strip on the front. This isn't really that impressive. I was hoping there'd be like some liner notes or lyrics or something in here. It's all just photos similar to the front cover. Yeah, but that is what it is. And then here in the bottom, this little box holding a headset. This is kind of interesting packaging. It slides out of here. It's the whole like cardboard thing that you fold together, and it makes something you slide your smartphone into. You download a what is it? I believe this is a virtual reality concert. So it's like a 3D video. You're holding it up to your face. You can look around like a Viewmaster or something. I don't know if you guys remember those. But that'll be pretty interesting when I try that out. I was debating whether or not I would get this. This originally cost $80 whenever it came out. That is definitely a little bit high for just a simple double album. Obviously it's double 45 RPM, but still for a single record, $80. It was a bit much. The German Amazon had this on sale for, I believe it was like 25 euros, and then with shipping to the US it was like 33 and some change dollars, US dollars. That was a no-brainer. I had to pick it up at that price. Last thing today, just got this in. This is Japanese Breakfast, Soft Sounds from Another Planet. This is her second album. This is on the indie exclusive red transparent vinyl. You can see it there. You can see me through it. I picked this up from a store online, sell through Discogs, Red Scroll Records. I've bought a ton of stuff from them before. I consider them one of my favorite stores. I've never been to Connecticut, which I believe they're from, but if I ever go there, I'll have to go in there and shake their hands and stuff. They always have amazing prices on their stuff, very reasonable, even on the used stuff. Lots of treasure to be found in that store, it looks like. I follow them on Instagram too. Alright, well that does it for everything that I bought. I guess real quick, I can show this CD. I only bought one CD this month. This is the Go Team Thunder Lightning Strike. Pulled this out of the discount bin, Half Price Books. I'm kind of angry at them right now. They changed all their discount prices from $1 for the discount records and CDs to $2 on everything, which, what is that? Come on, it's gotta be $1. But anyway, yeah, this record, kind of interesting. It's mostly, I would say it's a little hip-hoppy, a little like indie rock. It's kind of weird. The song Get It Together off of here I know very well from the Little Big Planet soundtrack, the first one, if any of you have played that game on PlayStation 3. Kind of interesting. $2. Super clean. Yeah, that does it for this month. I'll be back in next month with some finds from the record show coming up, and probably a lot more stuff other than that, but 22 minutes. Gotta try to make these shorter. Nobody seems to want to watch past like 5 minutes of the beginning of my videos if you're not already a subscriber. But those of you that watch these whole things, thank you. It's much appreciated. Just it's cool to know that there's at least a few people out there that want to sit and listen to someone ramble about music they're excited about. So I thank you all very much for watching, and hope you guys have a pleasant month. See ya.